Well, hello everybody. I am back, and today we are going to be discussing the 10 destructive beliefs about marriage. And if you don't know me, I am Dee Stevens. I'm a relationship coach. I'm also the author of The Created Relationship. Okay. I'm author of The Created Relationship. I also do speaking engagements. And I work with both couples and singles so that you can have the relationship of your dreams. And mostly I like to work with people on getting communication skills, because I believe that communication skills are the main key, the main thing that people need in relationships to have these great relationships. So let's talk about why destructive beliefs can get in the way. Now, these are things hidden in the background. These are things that you don't even know that are controlling your life, controlling your relationship, and they are just there. And until you find these hidden beliefs, then you start to believe that they're true. And when you believe that they're true, you may not have the relationship that you've always dreamed about, or maybe you just don't even get into marriage because you already have beliefs that marriage is a bad thing. Or you start seeing your relationship as broken. If your relationship is not the best that you were imagining in your head, then you start thinking, maybe I'm not with the right person, and you get a divorce, or you just break up the relationship and you don't go forward. So today we'll be talking about these destructive beliefs, and I can say that I believed about 90% of them until I started studying them myself. All right, let's get started. So let's talk about these 10 destructive beliefs about marriage. The first one would be your soulmate will automatically know what to say and how to make you happy. Now, this is one of those that you, in the beginning of a relationship, like when you're dating, you have all these chemicals firing off, and they're fun and they're wonderful, and you do just about anything for a partner. And this could be even hitting all of those 5 love languages. By the way, I'll be talking about the 5 love languages on Thursday morning at 8 o'clock if you've never heard of them. But so a person who is dating will try and hit all those 5 love languages, and they do anything and everything to please their partner and make sure that their partner is happy. But as the relationship goes on and you don't have those chemicals firing, you start to wonder, you start to do things that are not as helpful, or you just don't see them and your partner doesn't see them. And this is where you need to start the communication process and asking for what you need, instead of always expecting your partner to read your mind, because they aren't mind readers. A lot of us are not psychics of any sort. All right, the next one. Healthy marriages don't have conflict. Healthy marriages do have conflict. In fact, sometimes they can have a lot of conflict. And some of the times the conflict can be people screaming back and forth at each other. Now, you may think that screaming back and forth is not healthy, and I myself don't care for it, but it's not the screaming back and forth that's not healthy. It's what is being said to each other when you're screaming back and forth, or it's the problems get resolved over it. If the problems are never getting resolved, then that's when the relationship starts to have problems, or starts to have the conflict, starts deteriorating the relationship, and you don't have as healthy of a marriage as you once had. All right, the next one. People who are married are unhappy. Now, this is something we sometimes see on TV. We see that that after you get married, we start to have that belief that there's no more sex. You have more sex when you're single. You're happier when you're single. You can do anything you want when you're single. Well, single has its thing, but they have actually shown through surveys, through studies, that people are happier when they are married. And it's that commitment to a life and that partnership and that ability to get your needs met within the partnership that makes you happy. And it's only after you quit working on your relationship, or you quit making sure that you're happy or your partner's happy in the relationship, that things start to fall apart. But otherwise, you should be happy in your relationship. Our kids should always come first. Now, we think this because kids are needy, they're small, they can't take care of themselves, they can't feed themselves, and they can't change their diapers. But we start to think that the children should come first in a relationship, and we start doing everything for the children. When we're doing everything for the children, we may start to not see our partner and not work on the relationship with our partner. And then we grow apart. And it is actually better for the children if the two parents work together and work on their relationship as they're working with the kids, because if not, then the kids don't see what a healthy relationship is. And they grow up only to care for their own kids too, and not have that bond or that love that they should have within their relationship. So, yes, take care of the children. Children need to be taken care of, but also take care of your relationship as well. Next one. Happy couples have to do everything together. Now, it is actually healthy to go on separate vacations, have separate hobbies, have separate businesses, as long as the partner in the relationship supports that, and supports that you go on a vacation with your friends or has those hobbies. Now, you don't want to do everything apart. When you start doing everything apart, then you can grow apart. So you want to have some shared interest in common, but you also want to do things apart. You grow as a person when you're away from your partner, and that can become very attractive to your partner when they see you growing and becoming who you are, because it's that stagnant relationship where you have to be with each other all the time that can sometimes hurt a relationship. All right, next one. Affairs are the main cause of divorce. They are not. There is always underlying needs not being met before an affair happens. And those unmet needs could be either physical, such as not enough sex, not enough attention, or they could be emotional, like you're lacking the intimacy. You really need to have somebody to talk to, and your partner has somehow become somebody you can't talk to as well. So it is never okay to go out and have an affair during those times. But it is important to come back together with your partner and fix those things within your own relationship. And communication is important. Communicating that you miss the physical things that you used to do, or you miss the attention, and asking for those things from your partner is important. All right, here's another one. Marriage is 50-50. Now, would you put 50% of your effort into your job? If you only put like 50%, you only did 50% of the work that day, or you only did, help the children 50% of the time, you only fed them 50% of the time. Now, does that work? It doesn't. You need to be 100% in this. your partner should be 100% in it as well. And the two of you, when you're both giving 100% towards the relationship, then this is going to be amazing. Now, there are going to be times like when somebody gets sick or somebody's lacking confidence that they may only be 20%. That is still when you have to be giving 100%, because that's what it's going to take to make that relationship work. Even if there are problems in the relationship, and you know there's problems in the relationship, the person who's giving them 100% is going to feel, even if you get a divorce in the end, you're going to feel that you've given it your all. You've given it everything you can, and you've done everything you could for this relationship. And then when it does end, you know that you brought 100% to it. Next one, the first years are supposed to be the best years. Okay, there's that honeymoon period where everything, the chemicals are still going and you're feeling delight and great. But those are not always the best years. You have two people coming from two different households, trying to live together, trying to fit their lifestyles together, trying to fit their work together. And this can be the hardest times. This can be a time when you may need help from people and not have to do it alone. And there are a lot of marriages that end within the first 2 years because you don't understand how different people are supposed to come together and work together. They can be difficult, and lacking any kind of skills like communication skills only adds to that problem. So it's important to get those skills. All right, marriage eliminates being lonely. Now, there are times in all relationships where you feel lonely. Even while you're in it, you can feel just as lonely, if not more, when you are in a marriage. I need you to know that during those times, you have the ability to connect with people, to connect with your partner, to connect with your friends or your children. You have that ability to connect with them at the time. If you just expect that loneliness to go away on its own, it may not go away on its own. You're going to have to take the work or do what it takes. And also during that time when you're feeling lonely, it could be the time to go into yourself and to look at what is going on that is causing you to be lonely. Now, if we do not love ourselves, if we don't have that love for ourselves in our relationship, then we are going to find more loneliness. And we're going to lack the confidence in our relationship and wondering if it's going right. But if you have love for yourself in your relationship, then those times then that you're by yourself, you're with your best friend, and that's you. So take that time to enjoy being you and having you with you. Couples coaching is for fixing a broken marriage or broken relationship. I didn't get into couples coaching so that I could fix something that's already broken, because most of the time things that are already broken are unfixable. I got into couples coaching because I want couples to take their relationships to the next level. And that's that belief that there is a next level. Like, you could be here, but wouldn't it be cool to be there? And what about here? And what about here? There's heights to your relationship that you may not even know exist. And it can take like coaching to help you get there, to eliminate all those things that are getting in your way, to give you skills. And it's not therapy. It's just, you know, you're not analyzing your feelings, etc., and going back to look at all of the hurts you've had in the past. Couples coaching is for setting goals and for taking actions that are going to move your relationship forward. So if that's something that's been holding you back, and I know it did mine, until it was just too late, you should take some actions to work on your relationship in ways, because it's not broken, it just isn't what it could be. I want to talk to you about my communication game plan. Now, the communication game plan is something that I put together, and I didn't do it all by myself. I had communication courses, I had the communication map, things that I looked at that came together to make the communication game plan. It's a game plan so that you can have your needs met in a relationship. It's a guide, it's step by step. There's a sender and then there's a receiver, and the sender is always the one with the unmet needs or the problems or issues, and the receiver is the one that helps the sender get their needs met. And so this guide lays it out step by step on how you can have a conversation with your partner and get things met. Like any game, it's got rules, and there's attitudes on how to win, and there's losing attitudes, and I've put all that together. Because I know that this is new to anybody and everybody, I have a seminar or a video that goes along with it that shows you exactly how to use this game plan. And it's something that I give away free, and I'll put it into the comments on how to get this game plan. But I use most of this all the time, and you don't just use it in your romantic relationships. You can use it to get a raise with a boss. You can use it with your kids to get them to do things that you need them to do. And it's so helpful that I just put this together, and I want people to use it and use it for free. If that's something that you're interested in, like I said, I'll put that into my comments, and you'll have a link to that. Bye, folks.